Welcome back, guys. Black Mamba Wing Chun. So I've been telling you to practice your forms every day. I don't tell you to do things I don't do myself, so I'm there every day. After I go for my run in the park, I practice them in order, the Siu Nim Tau, Chum, BG. So why should you do that? Why are you practicing them? I think it's super important when you're studying anything, whether it's martial arts, whatever kind of skill you're learning. If you're doing something, if you don't understand why you're doing it, and the overall, the big picture, what you're supposed to be getting from something, I don't think you get as much out of it. So I'm going to give you my 2 cents here. This is what I get. I'm talking big picture from the forms. You can have your own opinion. You don't have to listen to my opinion. That's cool. Do your own research. If you have a different way of looking at it, I'd love to hear that too. Okay, so this is not the word from above. This is my experience from practicing Kung Fu for a long time. This is what I have learned from. This is how I see the forms. Okay? Up to you how you want to see it. It's my opinion. So here's what I take from them. Okay? People get very esoteric when they're talking about the forms in Wing Chun. I really believe Wing Chun is a simple, pragmatic system created in a pragmatic way. Meaning, if you look at where it's coming from revolutionary China, I've been coaching different sports for a long time, and you can see a progression. The whole idea, I almost see it as like Kung Fu for dummies, okay? So I've taken other Kung Fu styles. Hung Gar has way more forms. Every other Kung Fu system, they have way more forms and much more complicated Wing Chun. Wing Chun is designed at its root to be simple and effective, okay? Other people have gone to a lot of different reasons about why the stance is so high in Wing Chun. Maybe it has Hakka roots. Oh, I'm part Hakka. I think, oh, that's cool. It's possible, and certainly look at you see how it's related. I think it's more of a choice, okay? Reason is this. When I first started taking Hung Gar, months and months and months, we were just down in horse stance the whole time, okay? If you imagine being someone who's in charge of, let's say you're trying to create this revolutionary force of fighters, you don't have time to spend months and months for them to develop their horse stance. So all the choices in Wing Chun are made, whether it's for a smaller person fighting someone bigger, using force, the high stance, all those things are things that can be done quickly and it's the most effective. Okay, that's the reason it's only 3 forms. You're learning the most effective way. You can then progress in step by step by step. Okay? Now, these forms, you have to look at them as a progression to understand them. So Siu Nim Tau, okay, I practice, you can do it as a standing meditation, all those things are great, but basically what it's showing you, okay, is just showing you the different motions, the hand motions we use in Wing Chun, like a little dictionary. Why are you not moving this? Okay, you're standing still in this stance. That's just to make it simple. So if you're teaching someone who doesn't know anything, you don't make it so complicated first. You're teaching someone to play hockey. You don't start by having them do the whole thing. You're having them stand up on their skates first. Okay, that's what Siu Nim Tau is. The reason you're standing in one spot is you don't think about anything else. The reason you don't move your center or do anything else, so you're not confusing. Just to focus on the hand motions and understanding your center. That's it. Okay, that's what it's practicing. It's trying to make those things second nature. So you practice. This is so simple. All right. You practice all these things so many times, you get used to protecting your center when your hand comes forward. That's basically what it is, and finding the center. That's it, okay? Problem is, a lot of people get stuck. Step 1. You're still in step 1, you're not moving, just doing this, and then they think that's Wing Chun, everything has to come from there. That's only the first step, okay? These forms, this system, supposed to take someone who doesn't, an unskilled farmer or whatever, fisherman, not unskilled in fighting, and then turn them into a fighter, someone who can fight. That's it. That's the system. So you don't get there by stopping at the first step. That's just like standing on your skates, okay? Next step. Once you can teach someone yourself and see this. They get confused. They don't even know how to hold a fist. That's all just basic stuff, okay? That's first step. Second step, Chum Q, is where you start to actually see Wing Chun. That's moving. It's moving and applying power. That's rotating from your center. That's where the power generation comes from. Okay, the second step. So first step is just basic motions, finding the center. Second step is generating power through rotating around your center and stepping. That's the most important one, honestly. Okay, Chum Q. Stepping in power, rotating to develop power. That's key. Without that, if you're just doing this, you're not going to have any power. Okay, so first step, basic motion. Second step, generating power. Third step, which everyone always seems to skip, is BUG. So BUG has so much going on, but I think with people, it's so easy to repeat something. I would do it myself, okay? I hear something makes sense, I just repeat it, but without really looking into it. So I'm sure if you're a Wing Chun person, you've heard BUG is emergency, is for getting out of trouble. Is it? I'm not so sure. So people say BUG is for emergency because after going off the center, it shows you to return to the center. That's basic Wing Chun principle. Doesn't need a whole form to explain it, okay? Also, for those of you who do BUG and have gotten that far and practice it, over the whole first part, over and over again, okay? We're going back. Just like Chum Q is teaching you this first motion, which has elbow applications, everything else. What's happening in BUG? I want you to think about it, okay? When you're doing it, you see how this repeats in Chum Q. In BUG, something very similar is going on, except we're dropping down. What's going on there, okay? These systems are they're pared down. It doesn't do unnecessary repetition. Also, it assumes a certain amount of knowledge on the person teaching it. So I'll explain something to you, okay? This motion here in BUG is a fundamental central motion. Coming over, okay, dropping down. This corkscrew twisting motion is not just teaching. What a waste of time if all this is teaching you is this one oblique elbow attack that comes over the top. It's not teaching you that, okay? That's only one application. Just like in Chum Q, okay, it's not teaching you just moving double lancao. We don't even use it that way. It's teaching you this back and forth. So what's BUG teaching you? You have to ask yourself, what's it teaching or why are you practicing it, okay? It's actually this whole idea, you can't see properly, coming over, dropping down has all kinds of different applications. So whether this is the grab and throw that we're doing, more fundamentally, okay, it's showing you the next stage in power development. First we have Siu Nim Tau, not using your shoulder, not using anything, just teaching you this to throw from here without telegraphing. That's it. Chum Q, okay, now teaches you to throw from here using your body rotation. BUG is the next logical step. BUG is teaching you that not only, okay, are we now pivoting from here to develop power, now you're dropping down and you're twisting. It's dropping down, twisting power, okay? It's really, really cool if you see it, and simple if you see the progression. Go from 1 to 2 to 3, you're actually dropping down. You're using your weight to drop down, you're twisting, your whole body's twisting over. It's a different way of developing power, more powerful, okay? Then you say, why don't you do that in the first place? Easy, because you don't teach someone to do something that's complicated, takes all kinds of different body mechanics right off the bat, because they won't be able to do it. So anyone can do this, okay? Start simple. Then when they get their balance, get more comfortable, know all the motions, then you introduce rotating around your center. Then when they're good at that, then you can introduce, there's a lot more going on with the dynamics here, okay? But it's all Wing Chun. Not only is it all Wing Chun, it's all in the forms. That's how the power develops. So, when you're practicing it, okay? It's always good to refresh. I still practice Siu Nim Tau every day because you always want to remind your body, okay? Otherwise it gets rusty, falls out of place, everything else. Always reminding your body how it should move for those basic motions. Chum Q, same thing. You're always reminding yourself how to pivot and stay centered, pivot around your center, how to develop power from rotating around your center. Finally in BUG, other than the recover to center, okay, that's obvious, okay, is that new concept. There's a new concept in every one. New concept of twisting and dropping to add power. Twisting and dropping doesn't have to be coming over with your elbow. It can be a punch, can be any number of things, okay? Palm strike, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's understanding the power generation. So, that's my 2 cents. That's what I get from it. If you get something different, I would love to hear it too, okay? So, I'm not claiming to be authority. I'm telling you what I learned from practicing it for years. I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed it. You practice the forms. See what you get from them and share your experiences. I would love to know. I'm sharing my 2 cents. Those are my experiences. That's what I get from the forms, okay? I hope it makes sense. I hope you enjoyed this. Stay strong, keep practicing. Tell me what you get from those forms. I'm so interested to know. And I'll see you next time back here at Black Mamba Wing Chun.